Alright guys, so in this video we're going to check out the new EMAX Tinyhawk 2 Freestyle Ready to Fly kit. So it comes in this nice case, the same one that the Tinyhawk 2 Whoop comes in, and so it comes with the same controller and goggles. See right there. So the kit does not come with this. This is an Eachine FPV watch with a built-in DVR. I often get questions on these RTF kits from EMAX because this goggle does not do any DVR recordings, and people ask me, how do I record my flights? And this is what I would recommend. I'll link this down in the description as well. You can get this. This will get reception and record to a micro SD card right there, and I can tune to the same frequency the goggles tune to. I think it's raceband 4 for this particular setup, and then you can record your flights on this. So enough about that. So in the kit here, got your goggles. We've talked about this before, and I don't think I've reviewed the Tinyhawk 2 Freestyle, I'm sorry, the Tinyhawk 2 RTF kit, just the Tinyhawk RTF kit. So that Tinyhawk 2 obviously is the updated version of the Whoop. This is the Freestyle, which has the 2.5 inch props here, and it's pretty windy right now, so apologize for the wind noise. I'm sure you guys are hearing a ton of wind noise right now. So in addition to the drone, you get the controller, the goggles, you get 2 batteries here, and you get a USB cable. So you plug that into a power brick, like your phone power brick, and that will charge up the battery for the goggles, and also the USB port here for the controller. There's a built-in battery in there, and there's a battery in the goggle case, or goggle battery case over there, with some spare props. And then this is the USB charger for charging the flight batteries. And I've already done a review on this one as well. This is the Freestyle 2 drone itself. I'll link all those videos in the description as well. But if you're looking for a package with everything to go, I haven't even hooked this up to the computer yet. It should all just be bound, and you just power things up and go and fly. Now obviously I did charge up the batteries, because you need to charge up the batteries to make sure everything works. So make sure you do that before you go out and fly. But yeah, just stick the batteries on here, plug them in, turn on, you have to turn on the controller first, and then turn on the goggles, or plug those in, and then turn on the drone. And then I think, if I'm not mistaken, there's some instructions over there. This switch over here on the left is for arming. So the away is disarmed. The middle, I think, is turtle mode, and then towards you all the way is armed. And I think on this side here is angle is the furthest away, middle is horizon, and then towards you is acro. But the control works the same as before. Now, again, this is the same controller that was with the original Tinyhawk RTF kit, so it has a lot of dead zone in the middle. But I think they probably did the same thing and adjusted the rates and put a lot of expo in to account for that, so that it could be somewhat viable. We'll have to see. I'm sure it'll be fine in angle mode. That's my expectation. I'm not sure about acro mode. So let me put this up in the air. We'll fly it line of sight first in angle mode, and then we'll try some FPV. Alright, so I'm in angle mode. So that's that beeping is turtle mode. And then one thing I noticed is that when you arm it, doesn't spin up the motors right away. So like that, and then it starts going. So it's controllable in angle mode here. The yaw is pretty hyperactive there. Let me just fly around a little bit here. So it's very docile, and it is flyable in angle mode. This is what I expected. Oh, it's quite windy. wind is going to my right, or pushing it to the right there. So I'm going to bring it back here. And we'll just go ahead and fly at FPV. And don't fly this in wind, folks. It's kind of hard to control, or it's going to be hard to land. So I'm going to land it here, and we'll disarm it. I'm going to go ahead and turn on my FPV watch, and let's see if we can find the channel. Yeah, it's Raceband 4, and let's start recording. Alright, so I have the goggles on, and let's go ahead and arm it. So I'm flying in angle mode here, and let's get a feel for how it flies before I switch it into acro mode. So it's definitely flyable, even in these windy conditions. You're going to get pushed around, and because it's so docile, it's kind of hard to fly proximity because you have to make quick corrections, and you can't do that with this setup here. I think that's the advantage of the Beta FPV Light Radio 2, is because it's got a normal set of gimbals. You can fly with normal expo and have the ability to make quick corrections. So, see, you know, if you're a beginner and you're probably just going to be doing this kind of flying, this is fine. But if you're going to want to advance later, and you're not going to be able to use this controller unless you do some serious tuning of the rates and expo. Alright, so we got a good idea how this flies in angle mode. Let's take this up a little higher. Now flip it into acro mode. Alright, let's see how this flies. Oh, okay, it's flyable. It's super unresponsive because of the super high expo in this, but whoa, I can fly it. Alright, let's see. I bet the rates are really low, so if I try to do a roll here, yeah, it's super slow. As you can see, that's a really low, that's full stick over. You can roll it. No, it's flyable. I think I could get used to it, but this would not be the controller of choice for me because of it's a massive amount of dead zone in the middle. And you can see it's going to be hard to fly proximity because you just don't have time to make quick corrections, especially in these kind of windy conditions. I'm very hesitant to fly in the trees here like I would normally anything this small. But you know, if you're a beginner, it's fine. And you're probably going to be starting off in angle mode anyway before you start doing tricks. But you can definitely take this out to the park. Tune as usual for EMAX is spot on. No weird vibrations or oscillations. It's flying about as well as I would expect for something like this. Yeah, they definitely know how to do their tuning at EMAX. Another flip there. So you can do some tricks with this, but it's going to be a kind of weird experience, especially if you're an experienced pilot. Of course, if you're an experienced pilot, there's really no reason for you to buy this. You have your own transmitter and everything, of course. This is going to be, I think it's going to be, you know, for those that are going to be starting off in angle mode and then transitioning to acro mode. But honestly, you might want to just start off in acro mode this if you've flown with some simulators. And what I would suggest, if you do happen to get this and you've been flying around in some simulators, put a lot of expo into your simulator controller to sort of mimic this. And I do have a video on how to fly this particular transmitter via simulator. I'll link that in the description as well, so that you basically use the flight controller as the simulator interface. Plug that into the computer. You have to do like a command to turn on the simulator function in Betaflight. I'm pretty sure that's still in there. And then you can just turn on, basically plug in the drone and connect up the transmitter, and you can use this as your simulator transmitter. But I'm actually really surprised at how well they did a good job with basically the limitations of this controller. I mean, if you took this controller and you didn't put any in special rates or expo, and you try to fly a 5-inch with this, you'll be having a very bad experience and crashing pretty quickly. So kudos to EMAX. They basically took something that isn't really suitable for flying, in my opinion, and it's actually somewhat usable. So, of course, if you're an experienced pilot, you would never use this controller. There's no point. But I can see how it would be appealing to a first-timer. But if you're wanting to advance further, do more tricks, do more proximity flying, I would say upgrade this radio, the transmitter, to the Light Radio 2. I think you'll have a better experience. And pretty good flight time on this. I don't see the battery voltage on the screen, so not sure how much more flight time I have, but I think you guys get the idea of what this can do. Again, I mean, it's got limitations. Oh, there we go, low battery warning finally, but it's flyable. So I think that's gonna do it for this video. If you guys have any questions, let me know. Talk to you later.